Welcome back to Alive a Day for the month of May. I myself am strange and unusual. Yes. So today's subject is kind of one that is very, very dear to the heart of my dear friend Andre Jacques. And she could talk for hours and give you a full dissertation on this particular subject. I, on the other hand, am just going to give you kind of a summary because I do not possess the full series of accoutrements that she has, and nor do I want the full accoutrements that she has. But in my case, this is quick and dirty home economics. So we're going to be sharing with you just a general overview of the wonderful world of what's known as tableware. Now, tableware is basically dishes or plates. Okay. Now, to give you a little bit of anthropology and some history, in the beginning, people either just ate with their hands, or they would get wood and they would eat in a wooden trough, and they would hold on, I have an example here from the Philippines. I wasn't kind of expecting to share with you this, but I forgot I had these. So this, a little wooden bowl, and they would just eat out of this, rice, and then depending on places of the world, they would eat out of a banana leaf or anything like that. And then as society started to develop and you started to have a hierarchy of people, eating utensils became fancier. And so in the early Bronze Age, people ate off of pewter, and the royalty ate off of silver and gold. And then the Chinese got involved, and then we got into the wonderful world of China. Now, China, this particular plate, I couldn't even tell you how old it is, but I can tell you it's old. And it's got some geisha girls on it and some, but this is China. This is what China looks like. So what China feels like. It's a clay product. It's a very fine clay product. It's a white clean product. It's a white clay that is either molded into the plate shape, or originally a craftsman would actually make this shape, and then the artisans would paint on it. So that is an example of China. Then over the years, the English started to perfect the China, and this is Seaforth, made in England. So this plate is roughly 100-something years old, and it has what's known as the blue willow pattern on it. And as you can see, there was a time in the 1800s when Asian things were very big, and the blue willow pattern was very, very popular amongst the English. And this is a piece of fine china, and it's about 100 years old. So and then the Japanese got involved, and there was a bunch of Japanese china houses that made formal china, and the likes of Noritake. This is a piece of Noritake, and this is my mom's china, and this is one of the very, very few plates left of my mom's china. And my dad brought this china back from World War II, from what I understand. So this is easily 70, 80, 90 years old. So, so this is fine china. You can tell by the side. Usually they have gold embellishment, and this is what, lets you know that it's fine china. Now, the thing about China nowadays is, when I was a bride, and up until like maybe the 70s, 80s, it was something that you put on your bridal registry. You had to have a fine china. It's a very big thing down in the South. And in the 15th, 16th, and 1700s, a woman's dowry was considered part of her dishes. So her dishes were considered part of her dowry. If you've ever seen the movie The Quiet Man, there's a huge fight between the bride's brother and the groom, because the brother would not relinquish her china, and she wanted her china to be in her buffet. which is, or her china cabinet or buffet, you know, however you call it. And that particular piece of furniture was designed to just hold the china for serviceware. I personally can serve 8 people on a formal set of tableware. Now, whether or not this stuff is china, it's china, but it's china. But anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to show you one of the predecessors of china, which is also known as stoneware. Now, stoneware is basically your terracotta dishes, and or your not so fine china, and these were your everyday dishes. And when I was growing up, you had your everyday dishes and you didn't really care about them. They were your everyday dishes. They were your utilitarian dishes, and they could be made from lesser quality products than fine china, and you didn't get too upset if they got broken, because they were actually kind of designed to get broken, because if they didn't break, then we would all have kitchens full of brown stoneware. This is from the 70s. This was a very popular color. This is actually a deviled egg plate, but this is a very, very popular color in the 70s. And I'm gonna have people going, "Oh, my mom had that color. Oh, my mom." And there was another one that was brown that had like this white edge around it that was super, super popular in the 70s. The other color that was super, super popular in the 70s was avocado. You had avocado appliances, you had avocado plates and dishes, and there was also a burnt orange that was very, very popular in the 70s and 80s. So whenever you see that stuff in the thrift store, you kind of going like, "Oh, that was my grandma's stuff." And I also wanted to show you another piece of stoneware. And this is from Okinawa, and it's a teacup and saucer. And the thing that's really cool about this particular teacup, and you know, the quality of it is that, you know, you see how it's white, so you know it's porcelain. Okay, if it's brown, then it's terracotta, and that's just a difference in clay. But this is very, very beautiful stuff. But you know, one of the things you'll notice about Japanese stuff is that you notice how it's not perfect. That's the thing with them, is that they don't make things perfectly, and there's a reason for that. In utilitarian things, in stuff that they make for export, then perfection is 100% their game. Now, I want to show you my everyday tableware. Okay, so this is most of your tableware that you buy is going to be like a 21-piece set or something like that, and it's usually 3 pieces. So most of the time when you buy everyday tableware, you're going to get a plate, which this is your basic dinner plate, and then you're going to get a smaller plate, which is a salad plate, and usually they come with some kind of matching bowl. So some kind of matching bowl. And that's your standard 3-piece set. And most of the time, if you're going to get tableware, that's what you're going to get. You're going to buy the box at the big box store or at the little box store, or somebody's going to gift you. And more than likely, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a 3-piece set that has a dinner plate, a salad plate, and a bowl. Excuse me a second. I need to hydrate. Are you hydrating? It's very important that you hydrate. Now, when you get into fancier plates and dishes, they usually come in a 5-piece, okay? So what the 5-piece differs from the 3-piece is, now this is my fancy china, okay? And I have enough to feed 8 people with this. Have I ever used all 8 sets? No. But, you know, I have it if I ever decide to entertain. And I've got all the accoutrements. And I've got casserole dishes in this stuff. I have got a teapot in this stuff. I've got teacups in this stuff. I've got coffee cups in this pattern. I've got a lot of stuff in this particular pattern. It's called Friendly Village, and it is from Johnson Brothers in England. So this is Friendly Village. So when you get this, you will get a 5-piece set. And what a 5-piece set is, you're going to get a dinner plate. It's your dinner plate. Then you're also going to get a salad plate, I know it's really small. This actually kind of looks more like a saucer, but it's not. This is your salad plate. Actually, this is a bread plate. This is a bread plate. This is not a salad plate. This particular 5-piece does not come with a salad plate because it comes with a bowl. So this is your bowl. So this is your 5-piece. It comes with a dinner plate and a bread plate. Here's your bowl. I do have the salad plates. They're square and they're put away. So I'm not going to bring one of those out. But anyways, and then last but not least, you get a cup and saucer. So here's your cup, here's your saucer. The way that you know this is a saucer, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's got an indent. You see how there's a little indent? That is so the saucer sits in place. The cup on the saucer sits in place and doesn't go all flying when somebody pours hot boiling liquid into it in the shape of tea. Now, this is one of those fun things about Adulting 101, okay? Nobody tells you that you're going to have favorite plates and favorite cups, just like nobody tells you you're going to have a favorite burner. Now, one of the things that's really great about stoneware is that, like I said, it breaks. And so you're not stuck with, burnt orange or, brown or friggin' avocado stuff for your whole life, okay? And so as they die at the attrition of your stoneware, you can buy another set, and it's readily available. You can find it everywhere. And then science happened. Yeah, science. And this company started making this glassware, tableware that didn't break. The company was Corning. And so your grandmother or your mom had these brown casserole dishes, avocado casserole dishes, this white casserole dish with this little flower pattern on the outside. That shit did not break. It did not break. And this company was so good at making tableware that couldn't break, they also ended up making the tiles that went on the space shuttle. Now, if they are strong enough and heavy duty enough that they can go into friggin' space without blowing up, you know that you've got something on your hands that ain't ever gonna break. So, my father, so I'm going to go into a Corel story, okay? And Corel is owned by Corningware, and so basically, my dad, in his last years, he had Parkinson's, and so he would drop things, and because of the shakes from the Parkinson's, and then he'd had a couple of strokes, and he had a heart attack, and he was basically falling apart, and he felt terrible whenever he would drop a dish, because he was from the Depression era where every single solitary thing had a purpose, a function, mattered, and was a necessity. So if you broke a plate, that was a big ass deal, and it used to just freak him out every time he would drop a plate. So I ended up getting some Corel. And the reason I got the Corel was I knew he could drop it. He could drop it on friggin' concrete and the stuff would not shatter. Because this stuff, like I said, was designed to not break. Okay, so it's Corel. So I buy him, just a little Corel plate. Nothing fancy, just a little Corel plate. Okay, so the next thing I know, everyone is fighting over that damn plate because they liked it. I don't know. It was the funniest thing. I would make dinner and everybody would fight over the Corel plate. And I'm like, you know what? I got the Corel plates for Dad. So Dad wouldn't feel bad if he dropped them. But everyone's open, we like the Corel plate, So I have a full series of Corel plates. Okay. So now here is the dinner plate with the Corel. And as you can you hear the difference? That's Corel. That's Corel. Okay. Not to be outdone by stoneware. See how it's kind of a dull thud? Okay. Or this stuff, that's China. Yeah, that's China. Okay. Or let's get the China. Okay. So here, we've got stoneware. Okay. And then we've got China. So you see? Okay, so that's Corel. Corel will do you well. Corel, I highly recommend. If you're on a budget and you want to make sure that you have plates and dishes that are going to see you well, you get Corel. Okay, I'm a big fan of Corel. So I want to show you a couple more plates. So hold on just a second. Now, in my new berry-tastic life, I cannot eat this much food. I can't. There's just no physical way. I can eat maybe a half a cup to a cup at a serving. Okay, so I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And even if it's all greens, I can maybe do this. But for the most part, this is what I can eat, and I'm happy. So I found these plates at a thrift store, and I bought them all because I love them. I love this size, and guess what? Everybody's using these plates. Yeah, everybody's using these plates. So anyways, now when it comes to tableware, okay, you can really go over the top. I mean, and like I said, as with everything in your kitchen, there is cheap, there is good, and there is expensive over the top. Okay, and you can go any range, whatever your budget feels like. If you got kids in your house, I recommend the Corel. It's, Corel's a little bit more expensive than stoneware, but you're not going to be replacing it as often. But if you want to be able to replace it every 3 or 4 years, then yeah, get stoneware. Doesn't really matter. It's totally up to you. It's your taste. Okay, but the thing that really makes me laugh about having your favorite plates is, remember when you were a little kid and you had your favorite sippy cup and you had your favorite plate and you had your little your little plastic plates that so you'd never break it. There'd never be a problem with that. And so you get to this point in your life where you're an adult now, but then you start having your little, your favorite little sippy cup, and you start having your favorite little plate, and that's how it is. So I'm warning you when it comes to the wonderful fun world of fancy chinas and plates and tableware. Just remember, oh my gosh, you can go crazy. It's a damn rabbit hole, okay? Because tableware has been in existence for thousands of years. And so, if you get into just Google Royal China, just for giggles and squeaks, okay? Because, entertaining people was fancy. And nowadays that we eat out so often, we're getting more accustomed to utilitarian restaurant quality china and dishes. And so at home, we're kind of like, I don't really need fine china anymore. And the last few weddings I've looked at, I haven't seen fine china. Nope, I've seen, it's like, hey, I would like a chainsaw. That's what's on bridal registries nowadays, not friggin' china. But, like I said, your standard 5-piece is a dinner plate, a bread plate, a saucer, a bowl, and a teacup. You can also get a salad plate, and that will make it a 6-piece setting. You can also get Andre, help me. What are the other 2 things to make it an 8-piece? But there's, the fancy is, an 8-piece set, and I can't remember everything that's in an 8-piece, but I'm just going to have to look that up and share that with you tomorrow night. So that's basically it about, Chinaware. It's really up to you what you want to use, what makes you happy. And with me, I'm a big fan of Corel. So, and I'm a big fan of, as you can see, I have a few pieces of very, very, very old china. very old china. And yes, I do have some antiques, but nothing in comparison to my dear friend Andre. But, so like in your more formal settings, you can get soup tureens, which is like a big old bowl that you put a bunch of soup in. I've got turkey platters, I've got serving platters, all in this set. I've got covered dishes, casseroles, I've got a teapot, I've got a gravy boat and and I've got a creamer and sugar. So, I mean, you can go nuts with how deep you want to go into your china settings. So, but in modern America, in our modern world, you really don't need all that stuff anymore, and nobody wants it. And even if you inherited your mom's, your kids aren't going to want it. So I highly recommend you kind of don't go down that rabbit hole unless you want to. All right. So anyway, so that's your little quick and dirty tour of plates and dishes. And I could have pulled out more. I could have pulled out a lot more. So anyways, dear. Okay. I just wanted to say hi. And oh, my cousin just popped in. And so hi, Terry. And my other girlfriend, Terry. And hi, Warren. Hi. So anyways, so that's it. So that's your live a day for the month of May, and we're talking about tableware, and it's a rabbit hole. It really, really is. So when you're at medieval times and they give you that pewter plate and they tell you, don't bang on the plate because it scares the horses, don't bang on the plate to scare the horses, okay? And there's nothing wrong with wood. And there's even an era when a loaf of bread was your plate. So, okay. So there you go. That's your quick and dirty, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And thank you for joining me. And you know what? I only have 28 followers on my YouTube channel. So get your butt over there, and you can see all of my ghost stories from last October. Yeah, I had some really, really good stuff there. And even my dog Amber told a ghost story. So I highly recommend it. Go check it out. QD Berry Life. I'll have the link down in the comments. But anyway, so there you go, guys. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, make me feel loved, and clock interlude time, which means it's time for me to go. So don't forget, everybody, I love you, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.